Hello there, my YouTube friends and fans. Welcome back to Fallout 76. So I have pretty much reached the end of this game. Well, the story that is, there are so many more opportunities to keep playing this game. 411 hours of fun, exactly that was. And I am planning to continue playing this game as long as I can, but I am actually going to take a break to play some other upcoming games. But I just wanted to make this little video to show you my story. So exactly 411 hours ago, I left the Fallout Shelter 76 and stepped into the world. A couple of days later, I found the perfect place for my first and only base. Overlooking the little town of Flatwoods down there, my base is literally like right over there. And I loved that I could see the bridge from my balcony. And while I enjoyed seeing this bridge from my base every day, it took me quite a long time to eventually come over here and check it out. And I was surprised in what bad shape it was. And it was actually quite adventurous just to cross it, but also a lot of fun. And so this is my base that I stuck with the whole time. I just loved it. I didn't want to change anything about it, not the location, not the looks of it. I made tiny little modifications over the time as I got really cool things from the atomic shop. I added more and more stuff, but I just felt like there was no need to improve the actual structure or anything like that, even though it wasn't perfect. I wanted it to fit into the Wasteland and not look like something that just doesn't belong here. So I wanted it to be just rustic and rough around the edges, but have all the amenities that someone just could need. Well, if you're okay with not having a bathroom or a kitchen, I mean, I can cook out here on my deck, as you can see, with a beautiful view over the bridge that we have been earlier on. And I have pretty much everything else. I got my little entrance here, which kind of looks like a lobby of a hotel. And then I kind of was just rearranging some lights, so it's got some dark spots over there because I built a little alien room. But other than that, I feel like it has everything I need so far. So here's my little alien room. Totally new addition, and the only addition I ever did. And over here is my bedroom. I literally just upgraded the bed. Everything else is pretty much what I built from day one. And only a few knickknacks here and there are new. And I just absolutely love the atmosphere that I have here at the base. I am very, very happy with it, as you can tell. So here you go. You see it again. It's right above Flatwoods. I love being high up. That's always been my thing, and seeing the bridge in the distance is just the icing on the cake for me. And what I like to do most in this game is just going to explore, going on really big hikes, because we're here in West Virginia and Bethesda made a lot of efforts to bring in the authentic locations and buildings from so many places in West Virginia. And when you go on those hikes, you just see so many interesting things that you would miss if you would fast travel. And I love that Bethesda made it so that you have to pay a little coin to fast travel, which kind of makes you think twice if you should maybe walk instead of fast travel. And while I love those sunny hikes with the blue skies, I also don't mind that once in a while we have a storm coming through, which makes this world even more believable, because when you walk around in the rain and you hear the thunder and lightning, you just can feel like you smell the air, like you smell the rain, and you feel wet, almost literally. And sometimes you run into a nuclear storm. That's when the sky all turns yellow or yellow-greenish, and you see the lightning going on, and you actually also can feel more radiation in the air. So this is usually a good time to find some shelter if you don't want to get affected by the radiation. But I usually just love to watch the clouds and just enjoy the scenery, even though it's quite eerie. But sometimes I just stop and just literally enjoy the scenery around me, the quietness, and what you just feel when you go out hiking in the nature far away from civilization. I just absolutely love doing that. And call me crazy because there's a lot of hectic in this game, but sometimes you just need a break. And there's so many towns and cities in this world. One of them is Watoga, which I was always very impressed with, especially the first time I saw it. And one of the places that I visited pretty much a few days after I started this game was this airport, and I just was blown away by the beautiful old planes that are here and all the details, the many hangars with so many details that you can find here, and there is also so much loot. And then one of the days I had this pair of rat stag follow me, which was really funny because they are usually aggressive and show up in red, so they are usually your enemy. But this pair, or it's actually one rat stag with two heads, just decided to follow me on my ways for a really long time, which I thought was very cute. I don't know why, but there was just something about me, I guess, that they liked. And one of those things that you find when you actually just go and explore and travel or on foot is things like this. You just see this like boat and you think, well, maybe there's something in the boat. Let's go see. And yes, there is something in the boat, whatever that is. And then just the other day, I ran down this road like so many other days and I found this huge Nuka-Cola cap. No idea what this is doing here, and also why is it so big? Maybe it's a leftover from somebody's base that was built here at one point. Who knows, but I thought it was a really fun find. And Bethesda also did a fantastic job of making this world dynamic. You can run down the same street and find different things. Like all of a sudden, this was in the middle of the road. A table with a note that said, "Travelers, do not walk away from this table without putting something in the box that's worth at least 20 caps. If you do, you die. If you take anything out of the box, you die. Once you put something in, do not take it back out. Good luck. The man watching you." Alright, so I looked in the box. Someone already put stuff in there and I accidentally took it out. I was like, oops, I am so dead. Well, let me just put something in real quick. Hopefully he didn't notice. But while I was fiddling around too long with this, I actually got shot, and yeah, I was caught stealing stuff, even though that was not intentional. But that definitely got me in trouble right here. And when you walk down this train track here, you find funny characters. For example, you can meet Miss Nani.
Hello, I am Miss Nani, and I have a very special story to tell. Mais quel dommage! I have not been able to find anyone to tell it to in some time. Will you do me a favor? You will stay here and listen to my story, won't you? Ah, merci!
And I didn't really have time to listen to her story, but I decided to sit it out. It was a whole 3 minutes. Boring 3 minutes. And she was finally finished.
Wolf stew for them to eat. The end.
Hello? Do I get anything for that? Okay. That was a waste of my time. And then another day on the same train track, I ran into this buddy.
Executing hold-up procedure. Drop everything you got, friend. Nice and easy. This is a stick-up.
Yeah, right. I don't believe you.
Exasperated plea.
Buddy, do you understand what's going on? You're being robbed.
Yeah, uh-huh. You're funny.
Ultimatum.
Last chance, pal. One way or another, I'm getting paid. Drop the goods on the ground.
No, I won't. What are you gonna do now? Huh? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. He was serious after all. That's what I get for not believing him. And while most robots are really bad in this game, they really hate you and they really try to kill you and they kill you a lot, not all of them are bad. So you run into characters like this guy, for example.
Precinct, greetings, able-bodied citizen. Under Law Enforcement Code D-4793, you are now a deputy of the Berkeley Springs Police Department.
So feeling sorry for him, I happened to help him quite a lot with bomb disposal jobs, which actually was also a lot of fun.
Codename Boomer.
And I love when I run into some of those many Wasteland characters that tell you little stories or ask you things, want little things from you, but then also give you things back.
Whatever, just take it and get out of my face.
Or they just don't like you and they curse you out.
Gonna be a while before I get that image out of my head.
Well, it looks like she didn't get anything good for breakfast today. And then there are all the different alleys that you can have at your base, like this granny.
Welcome back, Sweetie. I hope your day is as special as you are. What can Oba-chan do for you? I hope you like knickknacks and trinkets.
The one place that definitely blew me away is NAA World. When I ran into this place, I couldn't believe what I saw because it was in the middle of radioactive storms in a really dark, gloomy area, as you can see, with smoke and fire, and just not a place where I would want to, like, for example, build a base or anything. It's rather depressive here, but then you see this and you just like, wow, okay. Let me go and enjoy this place. It's a little color in the dark gray world surrounding you, and you find even characters here that you can talk to. There's missions that happen here. There are things that you can, a lot of loot that you can find. There's also really cool stuff that you can buy, especially food. There's games that you can play, and there's also multiplayer events that happen here. But I thought that was so cool when I found this. That was just so unexpected. Not at all what I would have made up in my wildest dreams to find something like this in a world like that. But that's just what Fallout is all about. You never know what you might find, and whatever you find is never the craziest thing you've seen. There's always something more crazy around the corner. One of them is Whitespring Mall. You all of a sudden are in this tidy place with flowers and everything is manicured, and you find this really big underground mall with tons of stores where you actually can buy some really good stuff, and you can also trade in your things, and you can just go and explore, and you can also steal a lot of things, which I did. Thankfully, it never got me into trouble with the mall cops. And then you find this cleaning lady here that almost cleans in the rhythm of the music, and that music never really got old to me, even though it's such typical mall music. And another reason you never get really bored with this game is a lot of treasure maps that you find, and it's not so easy to find those treasures. I did my first attempt here to find one treasure that I felt like looked really familiar to me. I mean, the location looked really familiar to me. With this drunk guy here, I had to check again just to make sure. Yeah, I would say that's pretty much it, right? Doesn't it look like it? I'm gonna go for it. What do I have to lose, right? Yeah, there's this building, a round building, the top of the world, what it's called in this game. And I'm here at this location where the cross was on the map, but I can't really see anything, and then I get attacked, of course. So once those pesky enemies are gone, I continue my search, but it's already getting dark, so I'm afraid that I'm not gonna find it, but I remembered I have a light. Aha! Yeah, let's see. Oh my goodness! What is this? This looks suspicious. Yes, that was it. We found it and we get a lot of goodies. First treasure hunt completed, many more to go. And then sometimes those vertibots fly over you for some reason. I don't know why. They are looking for a suspicious person, which I always hope is not me. But they're usually friendly to you at the beginning until you start shooting them, and then they start attacking you. But actually it's a good thing. If you actually manage to shoot them down, you can then shoot down the cargo bot that is now no longer protected by the vertibots, and that cargo bot actually carries a nuclear key card which you can use to actually launch a nuke along with some other things that you have to do. But in this case I was not so lucky because I accidentally chased this bot into the hills, which turned out to be a mistake, which I learned quickly after, because for some reason this bot sank into the ground and I was never able to access its cargo. I tried for a really long time, but there was no hope. And what kept me away from Fallout 76 for so long was the fact that it is a multiplayer, and what you see here is what I expected the whole game to be, but this is actually a very, very tiny part of it that you can totally ignore. You do not ever have to participate in this, but if you do, you actually get rewarded really well with a lot of loot that otherwise would take a long time to find, or you may never find it again, or you have to purchase it from other players at their bases, at their vending machines, or just be lucky. But there are some events that actually were fun, and what makes actually this multiplayer situation in this game particularly fun is that everyone is super nice. There is no toxicity in this game whatsoever, and this is pretty much the only game that is like that, which makes it very unique. So you find a lot of creatures in this game. Scary creatures, funny creatures, and humongous creatures like this huge Scorch Beast Queen that a whole team took down. That probably would be almost impossible for you to take down unless you have a lot of time on your hands and a lot of ammunition. I've tried, trust me, I felt like I just never had enough ammo. And then one day I found this thing on stilts over there, which kind of reminded me a little bit of Half-Life 2. And I was like, wow, I never saw this thing. What even is that? Whenever I think I saw all the creatures, there's a new creature. But this creature happened to be right by something that I wanted to grab, which is a loot crate, as you can see there with a flare. So I decided to go into stealth mode and sneak up onto this loot crate so I can grab this loot real quick. I was hoping for a key card, which it didn't have on it, but it was still worth trying, because otherwise I would have always asked myself if I should have done it. And I got out alive, but then I just stuck around because I wanted to see more of that thing, and this actually turned out to be a legendary Wendigo Colossus, and as you can see, it's got so much health. I wanted to know if I can take that out on my own. But I quickly realized that it would just take way more ammo than I even have or am willing to spend. But then this happened.
Attention citizens, nuclear strike imminent. Please exit the area at your earliest convenience. Thank you for your cooperation.
I happened to be right at the edge of the nuke impact, and so I was thinking, oh, maybe they want to kill this guy with a nuke. I have to see this. And the nuke went down, but this guy is still happy-go-lucky jumping around over there, as you can see, so it just barely missed it. But I got to experience this event one more time. It has been many times that I saw this, but I'm not always that close, and it's always worth watching. And so while I'm a little close to this fallout here and get affected by radiation, I realized that not far away an event happened right behind me, so I decided to join them. And it actually turned out to be a really hard fight getting down this Scorch Beast Queen. Unfortunately, not the beast that I saw earlier, but I've never taken down a Scorch Beast Queen, so that was fun to do for the first time. And after many, many bullets, we finally got her down, and we could reap the benefit of some amazing loot. And I probably could tell you many, many more stories of my 400 plus gameplay hours, but I don't want to be like Miss Nani and bore you to death. I feel like this video is becoming too long otherwise, but I do hope you enjoyed it if you are a new player or an existing player. But I especially want to make this video for people who haven't dared to touch this game yet, because this game has a huge stigma and it no longer is true what people are saying. This game is actually now the best Fallout game there is, and also the biggest Fallout game, and probably the biggest community ever. It's come so far, and there is new people flocking to it every single day. It's got actually more players than Starfield, I heard, so that should tell you something. But enough said now. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't yet, and I hope to see you next time. Until then, happy gaming, take care, bye bye.